Es ist jedenfalls unvertretbar, es nicht zu machen, und wir kennen den Erfolg oder den Grad des Misserfolges nicht. Aber eigentlich wird ja andersrum ein Schuh heraus, gerade weil die CO2-Emissionen zunehmen, gerade weil die Schere immer weiter auseinandergeht zwischen dem, was gemacht wird an CO2-Minderung in den Staaten und an CO2-Emissionen. Darum ist es unverzichtbar, dass wir an einer globalen Antwort für eine globale Herausforderung, für ein
I found an amazing song from 1985 which I think absolutely perfectly typifies how I feel about making this video and our working relationship over the last 5 or so years. Here it is. You'll probably know it. Listen to the lyrics very carefully.
Pravilné gymnasiere.
I can honestly say that probably unlike every other employee in the history of the company, you've never once irritated me, Adam. Our role as founders and partners in the business was to manage the people and manage the business. And I think given that you had absolutely no management ability whatsoever and a zero understanding of the business, it would have been completely disingenuous of me to ever be irritated by your complete lack of any ability or knowledge whatsoever in those two areas.
There have been many a headbutt and many a clash over a long period of working together, but I think curiously most of them come down to one of two things. Either a ludicrous attention to meaningless detail, which just gets under your skin to the point where you want to rip up whatever it is that you're working on and burn it at his desk, or no attention to detail at all and the kind of a casual confidence that it will all be fine without very much preparation.
Look, it's really hard to pinpoint one moment, but there is one in particular that stands out among many, and that is his fetish with not being allowed to come through the side door. I think it's probably the only time I've been called a cunt.
Needing to get his own way about pretty much everything to do with the office design, including coming through the side door.
Adam, I've done this on a board just in memory of you. The time you most pissed me off is when you made me write a manifesto for Twinings, and then at 5:50 on a Friday you told you that it made you vomit because it was so bad.
Was when he insisted on painting the back wall like a fucking fun house, black and white in this like insane maze, and coming to work every day and like literally having a headache looking at that thing.
It was about 5 years in one of our budget planning meetings where you said to me, "So Mike, let me get this right. Our job is to make sure that there's more money coming in than we're spending that's going out. Is that right?"
Is his just tiny attention span. And I know this is because he's a genius and he can process stuff 47 times as fast as mere mortals can. But you'd be saying something really important to him and you just see the eyes just glaze over.
Is it on yet?
Becky, wake up.
Oh, sorry, I thought we were reenacting the world's latest checkout. No, we're filming a goodbye message for Adam.
Does it all have to be fun and games? Or can we talk about the time we were sued over that campaign? Oh, no, I know. Let's talk about how we're still waiting for the certificate of authentication for that artwork.
I'm gonna say quitting, because you basically quit the first day that I started work here, which was really, really annoying, and it really pissed me off.
Adam pissed me off every day I was at Naked.
The point at which you really, if you weren't clear before, you were really clear he stopped paying any attention to you, was when he'd get a pair of scissors out and just trim his beard just while you were talking. Just trim, but maintain eye contact and every now and again go,
I think it's more just a constant hum of irritation that I get from him. But some of the times that have pissed me off, but ended up being kind of funny, which he kind of has this knack of doing, was Adam farting in Renata and I's face when we were shooting Matt's calendar. That probably pissed Renata off a bit more than it did me, but it was pretty funny.
That's too hard. That's like saying which episode of The Simpsons had your favourite couch gag in it.
Adam has never done anything to ever piss anybody off. In fact, you know, the way he thinks about the impact he has on others, the way he supports other people's ideas, the way he just genuinely tries to never impose his thinking on anybody, and he never tries to over-push things. His sensitivity around people is amazing. He always says the right thing.
To the fact that he seemed to have like made a science out of working out how to use the nickname he came up with for me, just long enough, just beyond the point at which it was sort of less funny and more just fucking irritating. So that nickname he had for me was Big Agency Tom. Big Agency Tom.
There's an incident that stands out. It was probably the time you used me as gay bait. I don't know if you remember that new business conversation, but you took me along to a client who liked boys in tight t-shirts and sat me in the corner.
And Adam was would just dip in and out of the office at the time, mocking me as if I'm doing the most trivial thing on this planet.
One incident where Adam pissed me off the most. I guess not really one incident, nor limited to just me, but would have to be his 1 or 2 word less is more kind of cryptic email responses that he was into. And
that's a difficult one. I spent 2 years working with him, and every day when I came to work he pissed me off in one way or another.
Sitting across from him for the last 3 years, watching him trim his beard daily and swig from the bottle of whiskey on his desk.
So it was on the Friday, the first week, and Adam back then was working in the Sydney office and took it upon himself to give me a bit of an introduction to the agency, talk to me about what Naked is, what Naked stands for, etc., etc., which he did fantastically well. It was a great introduction. But at the end, he then introduced me to what he called was a bit of a naked rite of passage, which he called docking. He asked me whether I knew what docking was and went like this. And I said, no, I obviously don't know. I didn't know what docking was. And Adam said to me that every new starter has to touch penis, or touch their penis with Adam's, like that. Which I thought was strange, but you know, I knew it was a fairly liberal agency, so thinking that's what everyone else did, I touched my penis with Adam. I did this docking thing. But it's only till recently where I've spoken to ex-colleagues, and you know, the fun thing that Adam does with all the new starters, this docking thing, I actually realised that he doesn't do that at all with anyone. It was just me that he wanted to touch his penis with.
Well, there are many things that are annoying about working with Adam, as we all know.
This is a really difficult one to answer, because over the period that I have worked and known Adam, there have been so many situations, and I've actually tried to erase them from my memory because some have been so damaging.
Adam once called me a hipster. I'm not a hipster.
Another memory that stands out was our Christmas party last year when, in defense of poor Emma, having to share the gazebo with another Christmas party, Adam grabbed the megaphone and announced, "Welcome to the Pedophile Appreciation Week."
I was alright when Adam told us he was leaving. It was when he told us he was taking Emma with him that he really pissed me off.
I think there's probably 2 things. Adam's always hilarious jokes around asking people if they want a coffee and then telling them to go get it for him, which was constantly amusing. Secondly, I suppose he anointed me scrotum on my first day at the office, which I could never shake.
That could be a myriad of things, so we'll just skip that question.
The time Adam branded me incompetent and incapable because of the now defunct pro bono project had gone off track, a project which was entirely conceived by you with a friend of yours, probably over dinner and a bottle of wine, and which you briefed me through forwarded emails and a 5-second conversation, which I tried to unpick anyway. Needless to say, things didn't go all that well there.
When we had a fight in front of a client about Day Midnight, and he stormed out, went home for the day, and we stopped talking for 14 days.
Was the time that he kept insisting that I was the most right-wing voter in the office. And he called me Little Stalin, just because I prefer a better form of government doesn't mean I'm right-wing. Just means I'm more intelligent than the rest of the office.
Surprisingly infrequently. I would say more it's a general case of when you like to bring in new business but don't like to charge clients, and then you hand it over to me to try and work out a way that we can make money out of it when you've already set it up so we can't make money. That's pretty challenging.
Favourite memory of Adam is listening to him sounding surprised that someone actually had a shower and brushed their teeth and put deodorant on before entering the office. It didn't seem like a normal thing to Adam at all.
It would have to be interviewing with you whilst I was in New York, because ultimately I got the job, which works out really well for me, apart from, number one, you leaving.
The funniest thing was when Adam took the 20 of us as his +1 to Shane Warne's Grand Prix party. Killed a pig, holding Adam down and drawing balls on his face. His hatred of fog.
That he taught me the importance of being unapologetically, pig-headedly, myopically forceful to move mountains and get something done.
His words of wisdom to tell me that we're all actually a lot closer to craziness than we ever think. And this is coming from a man who obviously is quite crazy.
Supreme confidence that he knows what he's talking about. I love the way he presents with a quirkiness and a casualness which you can't pull off unless you absolutely know your subject matter better than just about anybody else.
The times when he would tell people, especially new clients, his sex offender stories. Doesn't matter how many times you've heard the one about the man masturbating his dog. Doesn't get old seeing the looks on people's faces when they hear that story for the first time.
I have so many wonderful memories of Adam, but probably my favourite ever memory of Adam would be him wearing nappies on stage with me at Cannes after repeatedly shitting himself. He had a vague odour of poo all around him, and he was particularly attractive to me and to everybody in the auditorium.
In all seriousness, caring deeply about being effective, but as long as that way and being effective for that client was done in a way that would win Nathan an award or get some PR or something.
Probably either the fact that he really has the Midas touch, or at least he thinks he does, or his capacity for remembering events differently to everybody else.
I guess the one thing I do admire is that he doesn't really give a fuck about what anyone thinks about him, which I kind of admire. So
probably seeing him get torn a new one by Carolyn on the Gruen planet.
At the annual naked party where Adam would get so spectacularly fucked up, he would almost become this other person.
Well, the one that comes to mind straight away, which might be my favourite, but it is a prominent one, is Crazy Hand Man.
When we were riding back from a meeting one day in the CBD, Adam was on his fancy pants, green electric bike, and I was just on my standard pushy. And he thought he was going to leave me behind in a trail of dust on the ride back to the office. But on that hot day, Adam's batteries all of a sudden gave out, so there I was just cruising past him as he was huffing it up the hill, and I pulled over as a nice guy to think, maybe I should help him out, but then I didn't. I just kept on going.
Of Sarah Chamberlain being on a call at Twinings, and him butting in and asking him, telling her to get his cock out of the face.
Like when Adam showed everyone his penis that time, and when he asked the new girls what was the acceptable size for a flaccid penis.
To take and make calls while taking a piss.
When he paid me $100 to eat mould.
Whatever the situation, he always takes the scientific, rational and intellectual approach at work. So for example, I think back to times when I'd show him an idea and he'd say, "I hate it," or alternatively, "We're not doing that, it's fucking shit." Or sometimes he'd say, "I quite like it, but I think the idea that I had earlier is better."
Kill the pig, kill the pig, kill the pig.
Your desire to challenge convention in an industry that loves to think that it challenges convention but rarely does is something that I've taken out of my time at Naked, and I think you're responsible for a lot of that. I think always wanting to go in and mix things up and fuck around with people is something that I think I always want to continue to do. What was I doing in 1996? Two things. I was tirelessly working on my understanding of drum and bass, whilst also perfecting my spliff rolling. Good times, a very good year for me as well. How will you achieve worldwide fame? I have to be honest, and so I don't think it's going to happen. I think if you think that by just wearing black clothes in the same way as Steve Jobs, you're going to become rich and famous, you're kidding yourself. The difference is Steve Jobs always washed his clothes and probably had quite a lot of different clothes rather than just reusing the same t-shirt, and that's the crucial difference. So I think just move on, mate. Buy some new clothes and and think of something else to do. Whatever that other thing is, I wish you all the very best of luck, and thank you for sharing my time at Naked, and I look forward to hearing what's next, and hopefully our paths will cross again. Best of luck, mate. Cheers.
Because of course you'd managed to deign us with your presence only a matter of hours after you'd been spray tanned from head to toe in your little paper pants, and not only were you translucent orange reminiscent of the man from the Tango adverts, but you'd also managed to sort of glow a little bit like the sort of some sort of alien wildebeest.
I have to say he has a lot of knowledge and experience working with sex offenders. I mean, honestly, I think he's got a lot to share in that realm. As he made clear in literally every advertising industry gathering in Melbourne. So,
one, he could buff up a bit and challenge Todd Sampson to a boxing match.
Would be to do something unbelievably, almost explosively awkward in a forum such as the psychotherapy group that you suggested I attend when I was in New York. Thank you for that. I really feel, I'm not sure what it is that you'll do, but I do believe that that's the kind of right forum that you should do it.
I actually think he's going to be a D-grade celebrity probably in the next 5 years, which may make it quite difficult for me to be in touch with him just because of my D-grade celebrity obsession. And I'm just thinking back to the time we were at Shane Warne's party and I saw Darren Hinch, and it was very awkward.
I think Adam will find fame as the star of the biopic Hedgehog, the story of Ron Jeremy.
I hope I never see the day that Adam's famous.
I have a sneaking suspicion that Adam's worldwide fame is not that far away. In all seriousness, I think Adam is one of the most talented people that I've ever worked with, and I think that if he wants to be a leader and recognised on a world level, then he will be.
Adam, I believe, is launching a book around behaviour change shortly, and it could result in Australia's biggest lawsuit with BJ Fogg.
Interesting, that'll be a dark day for humanity. No, just kidding. I reckon we'll have to be through a reality show, maybe something like Big Brother. It'll be interesting to see how many people actually kill themselves after being locked in a house with Adam.
I think he could very easily launch a psychology practice for disgruntled ad types.
Would be with his sort of anal explosive tendencies. I think maybe next time he's on TV, if he actually didn't wear the nappy and just pooped on the stage, or maybe dropped his trousers and pooped onto the auditorium.
I think we all know how it's going to end poorly for you in terms of the world exposure you seek, and you're going to tell a masturbation joke to the wrong person one day.
But I suspect the reality is that he's going to find more modest fame as a global calendar model. Mr. November. Sexy.
One of the things about him that I always admire was his dress sense. He's had, sartorially, he's had a big influence upon me. John Halpin, who else? Oh God, Don McCarthy, I know, takes a lot of his fashion cues from Adam. So I could easily see him being a panel member on daytime TV talking about this season's trends, this season's colours, etc, etc.
But I reckon it's going to be something to do with being caught at the scene of a crime masturbating.
Well, he's been in pursuit of it for quite some time. What do I think he's going to be famous for? Maybe the most frequent audience member on Insight?
Well, one of these days, one of his TV series ideas will get off the ground. It will probably involve getting people to do unspeakable things in the name of behaviour change. It'll be pretty controversial, so it's unlikely to air for more than one season, but it should be enough to give him the notoriety he needs just to project him onto that world stage.
I think it's going to be like some kind of experiment where he does something to fuck with people's minds and it goes horribly wrong.
To go on Big Brother. In fact, there's no doubt in my mind that if Adam were to go on Big Brother, he would definitely win. Well, I don't know if he'd win, but he's seriously messed with their heads. No, in fact, I'm amending that. He would definitely win. Adam, you would definitely win. I'm telling you that.
I have to be honest, and so I don't think it's going to happen. I think if you think that by just wearing black clothes in the same way as Steve Jobs, you're going to become rich and famous, you're kidding yourself. The difference is Steve Jobs always washed his clothes and probably had quite a lot of different clothes rather than just reusing the same t-shirt.
Things Adam did this year that annoyed me. Well, you know, he always pays out on those people who go to the traditional ad agencies and sell their souls, but, you know, a lot of this came from those big, boring traditional ad agencies. What I love about Adam is just the way he really sticks with the Christmas spirit of the family, and it's all about the naked family and never leaving the family. Oh, Adam reaching fame. Well, I think, you know, definitely more stuff at Naked. You know, Naked has been where he's made all his fame so far, and I think it'll probably be at Naked where he continues to make that fame.
Thanks, mate. You've been amazing. I'm sure I'll see you again, and good luck for the future. Cheers, buddy.
I wish you luck. You're awesome. I so enjoyed working with you. I hope that our paths cross again. Can't wait to see everything that you do. And whatever you do, don't fucking torque your neck. Love you. Bye.
And obviously, the thing that pisses me off the most is the fact that Adam's leaving. So I think I speak for everyone when I say that we're all going to miss you very, very much. And you need to keep in touch.
Anyway, I'm gutted that you're leaving. It's been awesome meeting you all the handful of times that I have, and I know that you'll be amazing in whatever you do, and I wish you all the very best, and I hope we can stay in touch. And just wanted to let you know that you really let my mum down, because she was so excited about me working for someone who'd been through and transfer.
Dude, mate, thanks for all your time you've given me and everything you've given Naked, and take care.
In all seriousness, Adam, it's been a pleasure and continues to be a pleasure. Hope everything goes well, mate, and good luck.
But love him to death. My time at Naked wouldn't have been what it was without Adam there. He's a great guy, he's a challenging guy, he's a frustrating guy, but he's absolutely brilliant, and I love him to death.
Bye, Adam.
I wish you all the very best of luck, and thank you for sharing my time at Naked, and I look forward to hearing what's next, and hopefully our paths will cross again. Best of luck, mate. Cheers.
I'm also happy to say that Cummins Ross have not got a fucking clue what they've let themselves in for. We will stand back and watch your inexorable rise to even greater fame, or should that be notoriety, with much... I don't know what we'll watch it with, but anticipation will probably be the best word. Lots of love, my friend. Look forward to sinking into a decent bottle of red with you over many years to come.
Adam, it's great working with you over the years. You're always challenging with your opinions and a great inspiration to many of us. So it's fantastic that you are leaving to pursue your real passion, and I'm so proud that I get to announce to everyone what it is that you have to do. Good luck, and I'm sure we'll hear more from you in the future.
I want to cut and style hair. Oh my God! You bacon! I like hair. It's pleasant. It's peaceful. No one gets hurt.